All right, what's going on, everyone? Finally, it feels like it's been forever, but finally, we're back to reading Dandadan. I don't know, it's been so long, I don't even know how to say that. I'm excited. Obviously, I have an idea of what happens in the chapter. Thankfully, I stayed off Twitter today just by coincidence, so I wasn't spoiled. I don't know what happens. I have a vague idea of what happens, but that's it. I'm excited to read this chapter. It, so far at least, is fixed. Probably the only, well, okay, I'm being a little short-sighted. Dandadan has a couple of problems, but the biggest one, at least with fans, was everyone hated Rin's design. Her, yokai outfit. It sucked. It was creepy. Well, not creepy. That implies intent, but it was uncomfortable. It was awkward. It was just all around not good. But this one, her current design, which I suspect is going to be a temporary thing, but possibly, you know, foreshadowing for future designs. I hope it stays around, but this new design that she's getting, infinitely better, substantially better, dramatically better than her usual turtle design or whatever it is. We got Devon Sauls. It's almost time for some Dandadan. Love that. We got Donlonern. Hi. Hello. What's going on? We got Mohammed. Sup? What's going on, Mohammed? We'll give everyone a few minutes before we really dive into the chapter. Yeah. I do want to take a quick look at Manga Plus. Let's see if we can't move that up. Excuse me. All right. We got Eden's in chat. What's going on, Eden's? Eden's, don't spoil me because I'm live reacting. I have not read the chapter yet. If you have read the chapter, what do you think of it? We got Justin in chat. What's going on, Justin? Justin, congrats, by the way, for the Bears. I didn't watch that game, but obviously they're moving up. I'm all over the place here. Hello, you can just call me Dawn. All right, Dawn. Thanks for joining. Pleasure to have you. Always welcome. You started 2 minutes early. That's okay. I really wanted to start it too, but I had to clean up the calendar. I had to do some tidying. Yeah, but we're here. I always intend to start it too. I always set the stream for 2:15 just because life happens. I'm human. So 2:15 really means somewhere between 2, no later than 2:15. 10 out of 10 chapter for the suspense, and that's all I'll say. Oh boy, okay. Congrats on Pats winning. Dude, that was a stressful game. I'm definitely not worried about the Pats. I am slightly concerned. Rin hate in the title is crazy. I see where you're going with it. I don't hate Rin. I just hated her design, which I suspect will probably come back. I don't think this current design is permanent. Again, I haven't read the chapter. We'll find out. I think Rin is a perfectly good character. For example, you saw me, I'm pretty sure I read it on stream, reading the last chapter. I thought that was awesome. The interaction between Rin and Koki. I love Rin. I think she's a great character. It's just she is currently the least interesting of that group, to me at least. This week's Dandadan chapter was peak. Okay, awesome. We got Devon Saul's back. It's time for some Mundadan. That's right, finally. It's funny because I said, you know, the streams are going to be all over the place, but the streams this week, of course, now that I said it, are going to be Monday, Thursday. It just happened to be that way, so that's exactly what it's going to be. I might actually do Thursday stream a little early, but we'll see. We got Oscar in chat. What's going on, Oscar? Oscar, don't spoil me if you've read the chapter yet. I am going to live react to it, but so far I'm hearing 10 out of 10 for today's chapter. Peak Dandadan. If you have read the chapter, no spoilers, no context. What did you think of it? Oh, gee, I have big news for you. All right, what is your... Somebody put the newspaper character from One Piece. What is your big news? I like 17 minutes into... Well, 6 minutes into the stream, Oscar's early. Yeah. I guess that is a trend of Oscar to join like 20 minutes in. That's okay. It's definitely been a minute since I've looked at Manga Plus because I don't remember Chainsaw Man being #1. I remember it being like #3. But right now, Manga Plus, it is Chainsaw Man. Excuse me, Chainsaw Man, then One Piece, then Modulo, Boruto, then Dandadan. Black Clover #6. I love to see it. Obviously, I read Black Clover on stream last week, I think, and I really liked the recent chapters, and I think most Black Clover fans enjoyed those chapters. The only hate I saw was from people who already don't like Black Clover. Everything else looks pretty normal. Witch Riv is moving up at a nice pace. Has anyone read this series, Money Forest? This looks new to me. Yeah. When did it start? Started in November? Has anyone read this yet? Would they recommend it? I don't think I've seen any buzz. I kind of like the art style. Rodri arrives at the Elven Forest, but it's been overrun by elf-hunting humans. Though an elf himself, he possesses unparalleled worldly wisdom and negotiation skills, excuse me, but are Rodri's weapons truly intended for fighting humans? Interesting. I'll have to check that out today. Damn it. Witch Riv is really predictable, but I don't hate that. Interesting take. Okay. I like Witch Riv. I still need to read the new chapters. What is it, on chapter 10 now? Chapter 11, yeah, so I'm like 7 chapters behind, I think. 5 chapters behind, something like that. Excuse me. Don't spoil it. Usually I read the chapter before the stream, but this is something I'm really excited to see play out. So I think it would be better if you guys saw my live reaction, but we'll see. Yeah, Black Clover ends in the spring, that's right. Even though I have 4 manga a week, I'm busy from Sunday to Tuesday. I have no chapters from Wednesday to Saturday. I decided that couldn't be the case, so I picked up my Wednesday manga, saw what was coming out on Wednesday, and bam, Witch Riv, which you recommended recently. Nice. It seems like you enjoyed it. Good. Bunny Girl Senpai had this thing released today where it's the sister's point of view. Okay. Yeah, I like Money... What was it called? Money Forest? Yeah, I like Money Forest. Love the art. Yeah, the art style looks pretty dope. Pretty dope, excuse me. Yeah, it is nice, Oscar. Like, when you get to read a manga when it's just starting and you don't feel like you're behind everybody else, or you don't feel like you're reading it just for it to end in like 2 weeks. Which Riv, excuse me, Wednesday in 2 days. Yeah, Eden's is the apostle for Witch Riv. He is the evangelist of Witch Riv. Will you consider reading a Kame ga Kill manga before the anime? I read volume 1 years and years ago. I might read it again at some point, but that's definitely not going to happen soon. I have other manga I want to read first. This month for me is going to be about fantasy manga. I think what I'm going to do Thursday is we're going to do like a part 2 to the manga recommendations, but it's going to be fantasy manga focused. But that's TBD. We'll see. We'll see what happens this week with anime. See if any horse crap, for lack of a better term, if any horse crap comes up with the weekly anime. I'll accept that title. You were just waiting for somebody to call you that. You knew damn well in your head that's what you were doing. That was your title. You were just waiting for somebody to put it out there. I've been reading Gachi Akata every Tuesday. I love how the story is developing. I'm not going to spoil anything, of course. Yeah, I need to read Gachi Akata. I stopped reading like right when what's his name turned out to be a villain. So I'm probably like 30 chapters behind, something like that. Your words, pal. That was a very passive aggressive statement in one interpretation. That was like when you're in Starbucks and somebody cuts you in line and you say, "Excuse me," and they're like, "Listen, pal, you're not that guy, all right?" Mushoku Tensei in July. Bleach. Summer's already looking great. Nice. The discovery of the Follow will be the antagonist agenda is the best thing I've discovered in the fandom. These memes comparing him to other antagonists are great. Bro, no, it can't be. No. If Follow turns out to be an antagonist, I honestly think that would be a waste of his character. But obviously I'm saying that very early. So the stuff in Gachi Akata, everyone's really loving it. Honestly, as much as I say that I prefer Dandadan and that like the two of them are neck and neck, I do have to say, at least if you were to judge it purely based on fandoms, I would say Gachi Akata is the #1 ongoing manga. I see way more excitement online right now for Gachi Akata chapters than Dandadan chapters. They're both pretty active, but it seems like more people are excited to talk about Gachi Akata, even when the chapters aren't brand new. And then for Dandadan, it's like, you know, you see people talk about it Monday and Tuesday, and then it kind of just disappears. But we'll see. That could change. Ahohei is like, yes, I have a job, but also why are you filthy casuals not caught up on all the manga? I have stuff I'm doing. Like, I work on videos, and I also, like, I don't just read 5 manga. Like, I'm reading like probably like a few dozen manga. So as I'm catching up to other ones, I fall behind on other manga. So that's how that goes. The Gachi Akata fandom is better than the Dandadan fandom because the Gachi Akata fandom is still fresh from the anime. Yeah, it still has time to go bad. Well, again, it's new, right? The Gachi Akata fandom is interesting because it doesn't really have like a face. I think the one person, what is their name? It's on the tip of my tongue. So if I look up Gachi Akata chapter review, Domo Senpai is probably like the closest thing to like a Gachi Akata representative. But honestly, and I mean this sincerely, I'm not trying to be nasty about it. He didn't really blow up during the anime, so calling him like Gachi Akata's representative like isn't particularly accurate. I do think a lot of people, you know, turn to him for like chapter reviews and stuff. I mean, he gets like 10,000 views for all of his chapter reviews, but Gachi Akata doesn't really have like a face of the community. Dandadan doesn't really have that either, but there are like certain people, at least on Twitter, that like kind of stand out. Whereas like Gachi Akata has bit my tooth. Gachi Akata, like, it's kind of just the community, right? Which is kind of nice, honestly, because then you don't have like a chibi reviews or, you know, a Nicholas Light TV to like make some stupid video and then ruin the community. I watched the Fire Force OP. It was great. The pacing is still worrying though. Yeah, if I'm keeping it real with everyone, I am just in no rush to watch Fire Force. I will probably start watching it later this month. It's just, I'm so like anxious about it that I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. Did I see the new Freerun trailer? No, I did not. Freerun, I'm not worried about. I'm just curious to see like if it'll be as popular as it was last season. I don't really think it's going to be as popular as it was in season 1. I think, as far as I remember, there aren't really any major fights that they're going to adapt. I saw one trailer, so that might have been the new one, but I think Freerun, it's gonna, I don't know. The whole 10 episodes thing, my only real takeaway from that is JJK is gonna win the season, right? It's gonna stand out more. Freerun, it's like, it's gonna be there, but it's only gonna be 10 episodes, right? Not even like 12 or 13 episodes. There's not gonna be any fights, right? I don't even think there's like an interaction with a demon or anything. As far as I remember from the manga, the stuff they're gonna adapt is like all just like side quest stuff. So I don't know. It's gonna be kind of like a play it by ear situation. Did you see the new trailer? It hit over 1 million views in less than 12 hours. Of course it did. It's the #1 rated anime. It's like the most talked about anime for the last year or two. I just think there's gonna be a bit of like a it was overrated arc after this season, but I don't really think it's going to do like a huge damage to it. No, there is one fight. What's the fight though? Freerun's there for the sophisticated folk, while the meatheads get their punching and kicking. So when I talk about Freerun, it's not so much that like, oh, there's no fights, so it's not going to be interesting. But the thing about Freerun is like, there isn't really like a super engaging like capital P plot, right? There is an overarching narrative and there is a plot, but like it's very episodic, and even considering that most of the chapters are like self-contained stories, even considering that, like 50% of those chapters are like good, but like not so good that like you remember them like a year later, right? The other thing is like Freerun's formula of like, oh, you know, the journey along the way, right? And it's not about the destination. That is interesting for like 2 seasons tops. And then you're like, okay, when is stuff gonna happen, right? And I'm being dead serious. I'm not trying to be ironic. I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be like devil's advocate. I'm just saying at some point, like, you do want stuff to happen. And I feel like it's not just the fact that like I don't think there's going to be any real fights in this season. I think it's more the fact that like I don't really think anything's going to happen. It's the same reason people get sick of Spy Family. Spy Family is the same show it was in Spy Family is the same show in like season 3 or 4 or whatever it's on. It's the same show that it was in season 1. It's just, that's cute and refreshing in the first season, but when you do that for 2-3 seasons and like there's no like capital P plot, you're like, okay, well, nothing happens, and you just kind of get bored of it, right? That's what I think is going to happen with Freerun. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think anything really serious will get adapted in those 10 chapters. I still think people are going to like it, but I think a huge chunk of the people that were fans of season 1 are going to watch season 2 and be like, it's just not that good. Gachi Akata season 2 might turn people away. I mean, I can't imagine why. Now wait until the second season of Freerun gets to the top, because people who rate it highly already like Freerun. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I do think I could be pleasantly surprised by like turnout for Freerun. It's such like a revolutionary show in terms of like what it contributes to the fandom, anime fans, that really it's just like a unique conversation. Somebody said in Witch Riv they should give a reason why they're hunting the witches. Yeah, you mean like real world history? Facts. You could even say that people in Witch Riv are more normal than here because they need magic as proof. For us, it was enough that the woman was smart. That's so true. For like 5,000 years, probably more, anytime a woman starts having opinions, everyone in power is like, whoa, why don't you take about 20% off? That's awesome. Anyway, I've been ranting for a hot minute. We're like a half hour in. I'm gonna go get some more water, and when I come back in like 2 minutes, we are going to read some Dandadan. So this is your spoiler warning. If you are not caught up to Dandadan up through chapter 222, if you don't want Dandadan spoilers, come back later. All right, let's do this. All right, everyone, we are back. Let's do this. Let's get set up. Oh, hold on. There we go. All right, everyone. I finally came back. I made it. I think Freerun Season 2 will still make top 100 on Mal. Season 3 will surpass both. Yeah, Season 3 of Freerun will undoubtedly be, or it should be anyway, not considering unforeseen circumstances. Season 3 should be like a pretty damn close 10 out of 10 for an anime. It's definitely one of the more interesting arcs in modern manga for sure. It's not perfect. I don't think it's perfect, but it's one of the better arcs I've read, and it's definitely the best arc in Freerun for sure. It's got everything like a fan of Freerun could want out of the show. So I do think it's gonna be like the best everything when that finally comes around. Not considering any like future unforeseen animation issues. I hope that disclaimer ends up becoming like totally unnecessary. We got J-Man in chat. What's going on, J-Man? I just read the chapter. Damn. Costume change is amazing. It looks amazing for sure. Anyway, let's talk Dandadan. So the recap, it's Rin and Koki. They were going shopping, I think, if I remember correctly. And they are now getting attacked by the Red Baron and two other exorcists, like yokai, whatever, paladin, right? They look like dark paladin goons. So, but they transformed and they have these costumes. They look like, we'll see. Damn to damn. I love that. That's awesome. Damn to damn. But that should be the new emoji for members. Damn to damn. I'll have to do Momo saying damn to damn. Or maybe one of her friends. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, they attacked this Halloween guy. So it's, and mind you, they were just talking about Dragon Lord X4 just subscribed. Well, hello, welcome to the channel. OG, you need to read Iramakun. I have read the manga. And thank you for the reminder. That's gonna be relevant for something else. But I'm like 30, 40 chapters behind on that one. I haven't read it. I don't think I've read it in like 8 months, 7 months. So something like that. Anyway, so it's funny because they were just talking about how they both like vampires. Rin gets what is clearly not just a vampire costume, but like a Halloween costume. Because there is a bat theme going on. Although, now that I think about it, so she looks like she has spider legs on her costume, but I am curious how many legs spider have. Spiders have 8 legs, and she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think it's supposed to just look like spooky legs, but could also be bat fingers. I'm not sure, but there is like a general Halloween vibe to her costume, and it looks so much better than her normal outfit. She's got the ribbon. I do want to pull up her Rin Dandadan. So her usual outfit is her with a turtle shell in what could barely be considered a 2-piece bikini. It's practically underwear. Yeah. And it's kind of like a magical girl theme, but honestly, it doesn't really speak to her character. And I just find it incredibly boring and uncomfortable for obvious reasons. Okay, so that's that. But then we look at her costume here. It's like a cool corset button vest, right? With the mesh and a collar with a tie that's like actually a tie and not just like hey guys, I'm Midoriya tie, right? Like that stupid short fat tie. The ribbon, the bow on her head has like more of a shape to it, like more body to it. She's got the spider legs / bat fingers that I pointed out. She's got like mid-thigh boots, which again, I just think look better. It's like more, stands out more. Her nails are also painted, which stands out more because her nails aren't usually painted. She does usually wear, okay, so she's also wearing like the glove that goes like to her shoulder, like mid bicep. The skirt, the boots. She also has like kind of a bat wing thing going on. She's got like these earrings that don't really have a particular symbol. She does usually wear earrings, but they're just different. got like a sharper, spookier design. Also, her microphone, which is like the yokai, is wearing a mask. Yeah. She does keep the like usual pigtails. And her hair generally is the same. She also has lipstick on, which kind of makes her look more mature. You could argue like a little more goth, because usually, you know, if you're going for a goth look, you put on a little more makeup than you usually would. Yeah, it's a more, I think that's the perfect way to put it. It's a more mature design. Her usual design is very just like juvenile. This one is like mature. I think that's the best way to put it. So that's Rin. What does everybody else think? I dig the tie. I wonder if the pumpkin is part of his power. We'll find out. Quit hating on her old outfit and read it. No, man, I'm talking about the design here. That's the title and thumbnail. It's something that a lot of people don't like about her character. And I'm not just hating on her design. I'm talking about how much I like this design. This one is stylish. Yeah, it's a lot more stylish too. I feel like her design here is more of a statement piece than like, that's the thing. That's the other thing I don't like about her usual outfit. Her usual outfit is like, hey, I'm in my underwear and also a turtle. It just looks stupid. I feel like it looks incredibly random to me. This one is much more stylish and like is much more of a fashion statement for sure. I'd say Rin's costume has more of a spider theme. It's got like a Halloween theme to it, I feel like. Because the wings definitely seem bat-like, especially if you've been reading Absolute Batman. And she was just talking about how much she likes vampires. So I feel like the bat illusion is sort of deliberate. It could also just be like a demon theme, right? She's got the wings on her hips, kind of like Morrigan from Darkstalkers, or Vampire Savior. Oh, that's a good point, though. So Koki has her fly theme going on, obviously, because that's what her power does. She's Lord of the Flies. So the spider thing would make sense. I do think it's worth noting that Koki's costume is not bad. She's just wearing like a dress with similar gloves to... I think she's meant to be like Rin's partner in the scene. This seems like Rin's power operating here. That being said, the more I look at their costumes side by side, it seems pretty clear that Koki is just meant to be a complement to Rin, because her outfit is fairly simple, and because of that, Rin's outfit stands out more, especially so by comparison. So the whole delivery execution here is 10 out of 10. Tatsu stays winning. Anyway, let's get into the actual plot of the chapter. All right, because that's what we read Dandadan for, right? The plot. You heard it here from Shonen OG. I read Dandadan for the plot. Sevlo says, I like the new designs. I personally have no issue with her old design, but the new one is really stunning. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so they're like, okay, what's going on? Why are we in these clothes? Her yokai, which I can never remember the name of, says your idol power has increased. Koki says, no, you don't look weird, you look cool, right? Kind of supporting this dynamic that like Koki and Rin are gonna have sort of a partnership going on, right? Which I like. They're both musicians. It's natural, it makes sense. Koki, even though she's a naturally shy character, she's gonna be like Rin's hype man, which I like. We actually say it's for the plot, and it is for once. Exactly. Yeah, it is funny. Tatsu's so good at drawing designs, and then he got to the idol character, and he's like, put her in turtle underwear, because why not? So they start singing, playing the piano. It gets to whatever this character's name is. We're gonna call him the Pumpkin Man. We'll call him Pumpkin Spice, as opposed to Vanilla Ice. We'll call him Pumpkin Spice. That is my headcanon, at least. So they're in the mall. Their music sends him flying in the middle of the mall, like between all the floors. Crazy double spread. And also he's spread. He lands on, I'm guessing, the first floor. He gets attacked by bugs. But he like sets his fists on fire, which is interesting. So then Koki's like, okay, well, if you're gonna blow up my bugs, then I'm just gonna send so many bugs that you can't send them on fire. So he's covered in so many bugs that he's literally choking on them. Pretty vivid image. Your idol power has increased. That's why the outfit looks better. See, OG, it was all planned. With each increase in power, she will have better drip. God, I hope so. I hope everyone kind of gets an update to their design. Based Koki reaction. I mean, Koki is just, she's her, right? I mean, she's just built different. Koki is high-key my favorite Dandadan character. God, what a stupid question. Rin, God bless your heart, but what a stupid question. She's like, did we beat him? How many fights have they been in where they ended the fight in 2 seconds? Come on now, she should know better. All right, so then the other guy who has a very interesting haircut going on, but is equally ripped to the Red Baron. I don't know what's going on with these Dark Knights. They are taking gamer fuel or something, because they are jacked. They are absolutely yoked. I hate how creepy all the villains are in this story. Being able to encounter such powerful and bewitching girls is incredibly stimulating. Oh God, I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, so the pumpkin guy's name is Jack Wisp? No, I hate that. I'm keeping my headcanon. His name is Pumpkin Spice. I'm sticking to that. So it's Red Baron, Jack Wisp, aka Pumpkin Spice, and the long-haired guy is Vakapa. Interesting. When fighting, a warrior always reads the terrain. So he turned into smoke and then used the smoke to travel upstream and capture Rin. Even if you can control gravity, you cannot protect yourself against smoke on the wind, can you? And then Vakapa traps her in a water bubble so she can't breathe. And then Pumpkin Spice captures Koki. So now they lose their power. No. You son of a bitch. We'll start with you. Please admit your defeat if you did not want her to die. Oh, Koki. Koki, no. She did the right thing, but she did the dumb thing. I admit it however much you want. Just please don't kill her. I suppose in the end, you're no more than an under... No, Koki, no. 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 Why? Why do you have to be the good? Why do the good have to die young? No. Koki, you beautiful idiot. Why did you do that? No. Oh, and Tatsu leaves the perfect cliffhanger because it looks like they draw blood. Oh my god. No. This sucks. Tatsu, why can't we have nice things? I just wanted one character. One character. I just wanted Koki to be happy and have nice things, and you're taking that away. She just got her piano, man. Are you kidding me? You might say, are you seeing this shit? You might also say, ain't that some shit? I feel like in this moment, my heart is telling me, ain't that some shit? God, ain't that some shit? God damn it. Please don't tell me Dandadan is on break next week. Let's go. Dandadan. New chapter coming in 7 days. Let's go. All right. At least there's no break. That should have been, as much as I would have hated it, this should have been the chapter before we went on break. Still, what the hell? Are people debating if there's blood? Let's zoom in. Excuse me. I mean, if you zoom in on the panel, there's pretty clearly, I guess I could see the argument that it's just like the shadow of the knife. It is like intentionally vague. But to me, that looks like he's opening a wound, like between her knuckles, like between her fingers. So still, this is some bullshit. Ain't that some shit? God damn it. Yeah, that ending had me scared. I'm not scared, but like, Koki's thing was that she had her powers. She's got her piano now. And now Tatsu's gonna take that away from her? Why can't we have nice things? Yeah, there's 99% blood. It looks like blood. I could see Tatsu turning this around and Koki being okay. That much I will say. But to sit there and be like, well, that's not blood. What it really is, right? It's the shadow of the blade. Come on, man. Even I'm not going to cope and say that's not blood. That's blood. Come on. Same way people call the alien girl Jet. Who calls alien girl? What are you talking about? You mean Vamola? I don't know what you mean. Do people call Vamola Jet? What? Smoke Eye's back, so the Red Baron, he didn't get enough of an ass whooping from Evil Gigi. Bro. It's ironic. He still wants the smoke. I gotta update my soundboard so I can have that button ready. Chat, make a mental note. OG add. I forget what the hell it's called. Comedic drum symbol soundboard. Koki being called an underling makes me want Ira, the self-proclaimed leader, to be the one to come in for the rescue. I hope so. I mean, weren't they all kind of preoccupied? Yeah, I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that that group of characters is not going to come help them, but I could be wrong. Taco Man controls fire, Smoke Guy controls air, and the guy with glasses controls water. Could Saint Germain be the freaking avatar? I knew that's where you're going. They could be Pokemon, right? Fire. Oh no, that's grass type. Yeah, honestly, all they're missing is Earth. I was in another stream this morning and some were in doubt. I mean, I feel like genuinely, if you like are seriously doubting it, I feel like you're coping. But again, I think there's two different arguments between I could see this being okay, like I can see Koki being okay, and that's not blood. Those are two different arguments. I'm saying I could see Koki being okay, but I also agree that's clearly blood. It's tragic, but I like it that Koki's losing her piano. I don't care. That's some bullshit. I don't like it. I mean, Koki got her powers from the knife anyway. All they have to do is use the knife again and she'll have them back. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying, let Koki have nice things. Let Koki have nice things. Leave her alone. Bad things are not allowed to happen to Koki. She must be protected at all costs. I can't remember. Let me cope for 16. Okay, fair. Dude, Momo, Okaru, Gigi, Ira, and Vamola go on a date together. Meanwhile, Koki and Rin fight for their lives. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the best character and the least interesting. I won't say the worst. Definitely not the worst, but the least interesting of the characters. Man, it's crazy. I think it's too soon for her to lose her powers. It would definitely be too soon, because then it's like, well, what the is she gonna do for the whole story? There's still probably like another 100 chapters at least. I'm actually not sold she's permanently lost her powers yet, since this combo power up with Rin opens the door to so many more potential scenarios. It did seem like they got defeated really fast. I mean, for the last 100 chapters, like 80 chapters, they've won every fight. So I could see it going both ways. I could see this being like the one fight they lose before they come back, right? Before like they reconvene, like, okay guys, they mean business, right? Honestly, I have a theory here. I feel like Count Saint Germain might step in and help Koki and Rin. Because if you remember, the Red Baron and Count Saint Germain had a bit of a disagreement where the Red Baron is like, why are we bothering with these people? They're unpowered weaklings, they're low class, they're losers. We should just take their powers and do whatever we want. And Count Saint Germain is like, no. We gotta be cool about it. We gotta like understand like human culture, like normal people. We gotta blend in. So they have like a bit of an ideological difference, even though the Red Baron still like acknowledges Count Saint Germain's. He defers to Count Saint Germain, even though he doesn't really get like why he's doing what he's doing, and he disagrees with him ideologically. So this kind of gives me the vibe that this raid, I guess you could call it, on Rin and Koki is unsanctioned. And so Count Saint Germain might step in or send a character to step in on his behalf and save them. And then the aftermath of the fight will be Count Saint Germain sort of reprimanding the Red Baron, like, I told you to chill out and you ignored me, so now you're going on timeout. But that's just my headcanon. That's just my theory. It's just a theory. I seriously wonder if the pumpkin is part of his power or if he just chooses to wear it. I think he wears it so that he gets known as the pumpkin guy. And so whenever it's October, he like increases his chances of getting pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks before they run out. Koki just started getting some self-confidence again. Tatsu, don't take her pygmies from her. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like she genuinely had one of the best character arcs in the story, and now it's like, okay, bye. Bye-bye. Stupid. I need a Turbo Granny update. God, I hope so. My theory would be they get a power-up, but that literally just did that. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be so much of a power-up as much as Rin kind of like discovering a power, because they just said Rin's idol power increased. So I feel like there's something she can do that she's not quite aware of, but we'll see. It's just a theory. A Dandadan theory. Saint Germain's lackeys out here bullying teenagers. Meanwhile, he's trying to make the perfect bread for a Krabby Patty in his bakery. Dead ass though. He's out here baking bread, channeling his grandma energy, and watching Space Jam. All right, he's watching like, so you've never heard of basketball videos. I also like your Count Saint Germain theory. That's the vibe I'm getting. This seems like kind of an unsanctioned mission here. Playing cool background music on the piano while other characters are fighting, especially bro, how funny would it be if like you had a friend where like there's 8 of you and you guys all get in a fight and like the 8th friend doesn't know how to fight, so like off camera they're just like and everyone's like, dude, what are you doing? And you're like, bro, I never learned how to fight. I played video games, so it was getting kind of quiet, so I started playing music. And then they just go back to like oh man. Saint Germain can help, but rather by sending an alien to help. He can't go himself, otherwise who will bake the bread? Who will bake the bread? And also he doesn't want to blow his cover. I like how many possibilities there are. That's just Dandadan. It's such a perfectly paced story and such a well-structured story that it moves at such a great pace without being even slightly predictable, I feel like. The only predictability to it is like the romance stuff. Like you can usually kind of see where the romance stuff is going. Usually. Saint Germain loving his bread. This is the best agenda Dandadan has ever encountered. It's not even agenda, it's just a fact. Like he genuinely seems to enjoy making bread. Yeah. Watch Tatsu reveal Okarun and Momo stop at the bakery during the date because Famola wants bread. I flippin' hope so. That would be hilarious. I hope they go to the bakery and they come across the mercenary, Scar, we'll call her, the tsundere, baking bread, so they can be like, what a Dandadan moment it would be for characters on a group date to walk in a bakery, see the baker, and be like, hey, didn't you just help me fight those aliens 5 minutes ago, right? And instead of people like, hey, didn't we go to high school together? What a Dandadan moment to be like, hey, weren't you that lady that I fought aliens with? That'd be funny. Bread for a takoyaki sandwich. Yeah, just like Turbo Granny likes. The only other close level agenda is Kenta being potentially the strongest character in the series thanks to the space blocks from the Minecraft planet. I mean, real talk, he's always or usually the MVP in the arcs he's involved in, right? I mean, fight against Famola, he pulled up with the Kenta suit. End of the Space Globalists arc, he was the one who stopped the massive kaiju, right? So again, MVP. He wasn't there for the, I always forget the name, the board game arc. He teamed up with Okarun, right? So that was kind of a partner thing going on there. Yeah, for the most part, he has kind of been the MVP. But I guess we'll see. Don Mara arc, that's right. Thank you, Edens. That's a good point. Saint Germain doesn't want the pygmies for like world domination. He just wants them for free labor for the bakery. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah. As much as I want to keep bullshitting about Dandadan, that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about the chapter. I've shared my theory, I've shared my review. 10 out of 10 chapter. Koki must be protected, but we'll find out. Thank you everybody for pulling up. Stream again Thursday. It might be early, but it'll be basically the usual time. Might do another... Well, we might do part 2 to manga recommendations, but this time fantasy centered. We might do a manga rant. We might just bullshit and read manga randomly, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, thanks everybody. Look out for a Gachi Akata video tomorrow. Then later, I actually forget what video is this weekend. I don't know, we'll find out. Video tomorrow, video this weekend, and stream Thursday. Thanks everybody. Peace.